When you drew the step block, you use AccuDraw to place the individual elements. At that time, I gave you the instructions on how to rotate the compass to place the elements, but now you need to know how AccuDraw complements 3D drawing in all its aspects. To start, it's helpful to categorize the range of available compass orientations. These can be separated into 3 groups, as you can see on the screen. First is view orientation, where the compass is oriented with the X-Y plane of each view's screen axes. The compass always aligns parallel to the screen in an unrotated view. Then we have design cube orientation, where the compass is rotated to align with the 6 faces of a cube. In practice, this means orienting the compass to either the top, front, or right faces. This is a horizontal or vertical orientation in 3D space. You are likely to use these rotations for most drawing operations. And the third is the auxiliary coordinate system orientation, where an ACS is typically used to align the compass with a sloping plane in 3D space. And you can save the ACSs for future use. Now we're going to spend some time investigating and practicing these 3 orientations. You're going to draw several examples of each orientation type, and the design can get fairly cluttered. So to bring some order to the process, I want you to create a series of models in which to draw. If you would create models for View and Design Cube and ACS, that will be quite helpful. Now all 3 of those, of course, are 3D design models, and you can clone them if you wish from the previous design file where you drew the step block. If you do that, make sure you delete the step block from each of the different models. So right now I'm going to start in my view model, and I'm seeing all 4 standard views tiled. So let's do a very quick example of a view compass orientation. I'm going to start the place block tool, and I happen to have one right here in my personal toolbox. Don't forget you can make one of these, and this was described in the level 2 course. I'm going to draw a block in my top view, make it a specific size, 9 inches by 6 inches, or 225mm by 150mm. So it's 9 inches, colon 9, down arrow, colon 6. There's my 9 by 6 block. Notice it shows up, of course, in each of the other 3 views. Now I'm going to extrude that block. So I need to go to Tools and find my Solid Tools. I'm going to make that a toolbox. There's my Solids toolbox, and the tool I want is this one, the first one, Solids by Extrusion. So I'll start that tool. We have a lot of information in the Tool Settings window. All that you care about right now is that Ortho is on. The rest doesn't matter so much. Now I'm going to extrude that block into a 3D shape, but I can't do it from the top view. But I can do it from either this view or this view using View orientation. So I'm going to do this in the front view. So I'm going to select my block here, and I'm going to make sure that I have view orientation by pressing V at the keyboard. And now I have the correct view orientation with the axes in the correct locations for the front view. Now I can drag upwards. And if you look at the isometric view, you'll see that you're making a 3D shape by extruding that block upwards. And how high should it be? Let's make it 6 inches. So colon 6. There's my 6-inch high block, data point to accept it. And we can see the extruded block. Now I could of course have extruded the block in the right view in exactly the same way, and it wouldn't have mattered since they are both perpendicular to the top view. But doing so in the isometric view is not an option in view orientation. Now having said that, you might be asking yourself, why did I say that? Why can't I extrude the block in the isometric view using the view orientation? Well, try it and see. And after you've done it, measure the height of the block in the front or the right view and see what you find. Now, the whole point here is to note that the view compass orientation, 2 views are required to complete the procedure. When you work in the design cube orientation in the next video, you'll be able to complete this procedure entirely in the isometric view, which is a little more intuitive. However, an advantage to using the view orientation is that it's often easier to draw complex 2D geometry on a 2D plane rather than in 3D space.